guys, welcome back to the channel. My name's Ingrid, currently trying to conceive baby number 6, and as you know, I've been on this journey just over 2 years with my partner Aaron, and I've been logging everything, and you guys have been giving me your baby dust and support since the journey began, which I really appreciate. So today, if you follow me on Instagram, Ingy Mum Love, mum with a double M, you'll know that I'm on cycle day 1. AF arrived this morning very promptly at about 6 AM. So this is how it was this cycle. I ovulated late. We ovulated again 21-22, which normally my ovulation comes anytime between day 13, day 16. When I say normally, it has been a little bit different, but every cycle for every lady can be different. We know that. I've been logging mine with a fertility monitor, the Clear Blue Advanced Digital monitor that you actually buy from Amazon or other places. It's about anything from about £89 to 110, and you flip it open, it's battery operated, you log when you come on your period, and it gives you certain times of testing, and then it'll show you your lows, your highs, and your peak 2 days. So yeah, my cycles have been, I've definitely ovulated, definitely been having periods, so I'm very, very fortunate and lucky. But yeah, last cycle I had a chemical, as you know, and I ovulated late, so I thought maybe it was a case of the egg maybe being not very great quality as I ovulated late, or something maybe needed tweaking, wasn't sure, but I had a chemical sadly, and as we know, chemicals aren't normally counted as loss, but the egg and the seed have met, they've just not implanted, so fertilization's taken place and it hasn't progressed any further. The reason I had a chemical and I knew about it was I started testing at, I think last cycle I started testing about 10-11 DPO. So this cycle was completely different. Yes, I ovulated later, day 21 to day 22, which, yeah, I was a bit surprised, but I did think, well, I had a chemical before, so my body could still be getting back to normal, because when your body does have a miscarriage or a chemical loss, I think your hormones can go slightly out of whack. I'm very fortunate that I'm very in tune with my body, so I sort of had egg niggles on the Friday night thinking, I think I'm going to ovulate. Did a paper strip because I was out of time on the fertility monitor, and it showed a blazing positive, so I got a baby dance in there. We'd also done the Wednesday, so I knew I had some probably seed in me anyway. So baby dancing was all in control. When I tested Saturday morning, yes, I had my peak on my monitor, and that continued today, Sunday, which it would do anyway on the monitor. It always gives you 2 clear days of peak. So we baby danced the Friday, the Saturday, and I'd done days before. So baby dances were ticked, vitamins in check, everything healthcare wise was checked, reflexology was all in motion, everything was great. It was just I ovulated later, which in my heart I was thinking, do you know what? Late ovulation doesn't mean you're not going to get pregnant. It just doesn't. I've researched it loads, and there's loads of you on here that support me and give me baby dust, which I really appreciate. And some of you have conceived your rainbow babies when you've ovulated day 19, day 21. My best friend Kate, she ovulated 21 and she is pregnant now, healthily pregnant, 24 weeks on with a beautiful baby. So things, touch wood, things do happen, I know that, and I've got a friend on here, Maggie, who's always in touch giving her support. She ovulated later with her last pregnancies, day like 19, so it can happen. So don't feel, Christ, I've ovulated late, what's going to happen, I'm going to be like Ingrid. Don't think that. I'm just saying, I ovulated late last time, it was a chemical. Ovulated late this time, perhaps that's why I've come on. I don't know. I'm just trying to draw out some really normal, positive outcome. Do you know what I mean? I'm trying to say, okay, I've not got pregnant this month. It's a bloody pissy situation that I'm in. However, I'm grateful to God that I've got a healthy uterus. I've had a period. It started. It's just how it should be. It's sort of medium this morning. I've put belt and braces on. My first day of my period, I always have to wear tampon and a pad. I hate wearing tampons. You guys know I'm not a fan. I try and steer clear of it. When I had the chemical, we just did pads. But where, you know, this time I have had to put a tampon on because I've got a summer dress on. I'm out and about this morning, got a lot of things on the agenda like housework and stuff. So I really don't want to have the ordeal of leaking or anything like that. But I'm not a fan of tampons. But anyhow, I ovulated later. It did send signals of, I don't know that this is going to be my month. But then I stupidly started testing at 7 DPO. Wouldn't normally do it. But I had a stack of tests. You, again, on my Instagram post, Ingy Mum Love, you will know that I bought all those tests. I got on Amazon, you could get 2 first responses at a stupidly ridiculous price of £6.80. Normally over in the UK here, they are £8.99 each. I bought 3 lots of 2, so 2, 4, 6. I bought 6 first response and I was all geared up, and then I'll continue to go and buy another 4. So I spent a lot of money on tests. I also went and bought a whole bunch of ones from Savers, which is a chemist in the UK. I bought Wilco's test, I bought Poundland tests. I had ones that are mediocre, like a rip-off version of first response, but they're really good. I bought so many different tests. I just stayed clear of the clear blue ones because I already have those for my monitor. But I had so many pregnancy tests, it was unbelievable. So I was all geared up to start testing as soon as I felt fit. Now, normally I can go where I don't want to test. I just don't have it in me. The anxiety's too much. I'm in a mindset that I do not want to test. I just want to wait. I've probably done that about 3 or 4 times since I've been vlogging. But rule of thumb is, come 11 DPO, I get itchy feet and I'm thinking, oh, I'm only 3 days away, yippee, or whatever, and I test. But yeah, I normally come on my period, 15 DPO, I'm normally, AF arrives. It normally happens where it's 14 DPO, I go to bed, put a pad on, and in the morning it's arrived. So that is my usual. I know that for a fact. I always come on my period, 15 DPO. I used to always be 28, 29 day cycle, but the last 3, 4 cycles I've had have been a bit different. I think I went 30 days and then I've obviously had my chemical, and then this one I've had a 38 day cycle. So yeah, it's different. But I started testing at 7 DPO, tested on a pound shop, got a shadowy line, thought, oh my goodness, it's so early and it's a pound shop cheapie, this is ridiculous. Did a first response, got a shadowy line. They're famous for their indent lines, the first response. They're also very famous for false positives, false negatives. They're not a reliable test to a lot of people. However, I did think they're an expensive test. They're a 6 days sooner. I'm 7 days off my period, 8 days, but I'm still going to use it. I don't know why I thought this. So I started testing at 7, got a faint line. Tested on 8, thought I saw a faint line. This continued. I just privately tested in my bathroom with different wees, different times a day, and it got to the point where I was stupidly testing up to 14 DPO, where I think I got through about 6 tests. Yesterday, ran out after reflexology, bought another bunch of tests because I thought I saw a positive line. Got in touch with a few of you on here. Maggie has been offering me her support the whole 2-week wait, and yeah, we've been sort of talking tests, and she saw lines on all of them apart from the 13 and 14 DPO one. Put them on a pregnancy checker app. They looked like there were shadowy lines. Put them on the where you can actually post your tests and people get in touch with you, and it was like 15 people say it's positive, 2 say it's negative. I really had a lot of hope for this cycle because I knew it would be a March baby, which Vashti sees. And I just felt, you know, I've been on my vitamin D 3 months at the end of June. Okay, not quite 3 months, but near enough 3 months. And everything felt right for me. I just felt in a good headspace, very positive, very happy and calm. And I have been having reflexology since she opened up like 7 weeks ago. So all was good and balanced. Also, I'm obviously nearer the end of where Aaron says, look, we can try till the summer. So I think maybe another 2 cycles and then he's done with trying. So that is on my mind a little bit. However, everything was in a good space. So I've been testing since 7 DPO. I last tested yesterday afternoon and saw a very, very faint line. But I don't know whether it was a grey line, an indent line. It was the fact that I peed on it, checked it after 3 minutes, it was blank. Drove to Jan's, which is 15, 20 minutes away, looked at it and there was a line. So again, it could have been an evap line. I wasn't too excited. I text also, Paige and Abigail. Paige, Abigail and Maggie are the ones that I've been messaging because they sort of, one of them's due their baby anytime now. That's Paige. Hi babe, she's having a girl any week soon. Maggie's 15 weeks pregnant and she's suffered a lot of losses too, bless her heart, so she is a very good support network for me. And Abigail's just had a chemical and started to use the fertility monitor same time as me, so we're sort of gauging it together. So I appreciate all your support and baby dust, and I always get back to you if you Instagram message me. I really will. I know you guys are so lovely. I know Jessica's messaged me, I've had Amy messaging me, Candy, all of you. I really love your messages and support, and I swear to you I always get back. So please message me any advice, any happiness, any good news. I want to hear it all. I always feel elated when I hear that you're pregnant. It means the world to me, and it gives me hope and support as well. When I don't mean I glory in if you've had a loss, but if you have had a chemical or a miscarriage and then 2 cycles later you're pregnant and it's a viable pregnancy, I'm over the moon because it gives me such hope. Anyway, I went to see Vashti last Thursday, had my cards read, and it was a very good reading. I cried, I was emotional, it was amazing. There was some good stuff in there about my family, there was great stuff in there about my son's football, but more to the point, I wanted to know what was going on with my cycle and my body and my pregnancy, and did she still see a baby? Because if she said, I can't see a baby here, Ingrid, it's just not here, or I don't know what's happened, but it's not going to go forth, I think that would put my head in a different space. Whereas I had my crystal read by Jan so many times. I have that done like once every 4 weeks, and it always swings. Yes, I'm going to get pregnant. Yes, I'm going to have a sick baby. Yes, it's going to be a March baby. That's what I've had so far from Jan. There was a time when it said I was pregnant and I wasn't, but I did have a chemical. Crystals are good. I do have faith in them, but I give them a bit of wide space, a bit of breathing space. I believe them. I go with it because it's holistic and it's natural and I just love it. But I prefer the tarots for a real honest, this is what's going to happen. I do use it just as a guide. I know we're in control of our own destiny and the universe has a plan for us. I completely get that. And I know I'm fortunate to have 5 children. I must state that. Really fortunate. But I do want another baby. I've got a yearning, a desperation. My heart is just so wanting it. And the tarots give me such hope. Went for my tarot card reading. Vashti said, you look really well, Ingrid. You look amazing. She'd not seen me face to face, obviously, for the last 2 readings because we had to do them because we were in isolation. So I had one in the car where she didn't see me, and then obviously one on the phone with a WhatsApp picture. She looked at my photo rather than held a piece of jewellery. But in the June one, she said, I see a March baby, I see a fire sign, I see a 6th baby happening. You're all happy, you're pregnant and content over Christmas. I just see it happening. It's going to happen, but you're deficient on vitamin D. You must get that in check. So I started the vitamin D. This reading was, you look really well, Ingrid. Did my cards, and she went, there's a baby. There's a baby. I can see it. She said, it's here. It's waiting. I promise you there's a baby. So I was just like, tears in my eyes, because that's all I wanted to hear. It wasn't so much when it was going to happen. It's just when she said, I see the 6th baby. It's not an angel baby with wings. It's not a loss. It's definitely a present baby that's coming to you. I think you might be pregnant now. And that was like, whoa, absolute music to my ears. But then she did say, everything looks good in your health. Everything looks great. It's great that you're on the vitamin D, because I can't see any deficiency here on the cards that you need anything. She said Aaron could do with watching his weight, but I wouldn't worry too much about that because I can't see any illnesses or dramatics with him or anything like that. But maybe once you're happily pregnant and things on the go, he might feel a bit more relaxed to eat healthy. But she said everything health-wise, your mum's healthy, your kids are all in a good place. Everything's good on the health board, which was great. Big tick. She saw the baby, big tick. She said, I still see a March baby. Did I say that last time? I said, you did. You said March fire sign. But if I'm pregnant this time, Vashti, it'll be 8th, 10th, so it'll be more water. She said, well, I think you might be pregnant this time. I think you are pregnant. I really feel that there's something happening. She said, your cycles have been really up in the air, haven't they? I see that it's been a real, mess at the moment. But don't worry. There's definitely a baby and things are going to settle, and I think you might be pregnant now. And I went, well, yeah, I had a chemical last month. It wasn't a miscarriage, but a chemical. And she went, really? She goes, that's probably what it is then, because I see you've been a bit up and down the last few months. And I said, well, I had my reading 3 months ago and you said I was deficient on vitamin D, so I've had that now. I said, the 28th of June, I'd have been on that 3 months, because I started that the 28th of, I had my reading 28th of March, I think it was. I said, now coming up the 28th of June, I've been on it 3 months. She went, brilliant. That's why it's all in check. I can see it's all good. She said, keep doing the vitamins. Everything you're doing is exactly right, and keep having regular, whatever you're doing with Aaron's brilliant, but I really think you might be pregnant now. Could you be? And I said, well, I'm 11 DPO. I've been testing. It's negative so far, so I could be. I'm hoping I am. Should I think you are? Stay positive, calm, and take it easy. And then I said, but it will be water sign. She went, yes, it will be Piscean. She goes, that's the thing. She said, I see a March baby. Perhaps it's going to be cusp. She said, I do see a baby. I keep seeing March. Times can change, as you know, but there's definitely a baby. That made me feel so happy, but it did make me think I was pregnant this cycle. So I got in touch with Maggie and said, there's definitely a baby. She thinks I'm pregnant now. I think these indent lines might be positive lines. So it all gave me false hope. And it did give me false hope, though it's the tests more than Vashti. I did do 2 vlogs. I did a vlog where I was testing yesterday. but I didn't feel I wanted to upload it, and I deleted it. And I did do a vlog on day 13 saying how I'd been testing and how perhaps I shouldn't, and I was on my way to have my reflexology, but I just didn't feel I was in a headspace to download those vlogs. So I hope you don't mind that I'm doing it now to just give you a summary of my 2-week wait. Symptom wise, I had lots of CM, my nipples were a bit sore, but that brings me on to 7 DPO. I started taking progesterone. I just thought maybe with the reading that was coming up with Vashti and the faint line, it might be a good idea to do my progesterone just to give me a head start. I thought I wouldn't do the whole bloody one suppository in the morning and one in the evening like the gyno told me to. She said as soon as you get your BFP, start doing one in the morning, one at night. Don't overdose. If you forget your one in the morning and it's like late in the afternoon, just do one because they're very strong. She said all of that. So all I did was one in the morning in the shower from day 7. I think it might have been day 8 actually, because day 7 I thought I saw a line, but I thought it was too early. So day 8 I started the progesterone, or it might have been late in the evening on day 7. But anyway, I took basically 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I took them up to 13 DPO. So I took 6 progesterone suppositories. But then on 13 DPO, I didn't think I saw a line. And it was Saturday. I was going off to football. I didn't want to be wet all down below because it makes you very wet, the progesterone. And I did think, do you know what? It wasn't a clear enough line for me. Perhaps I'm not, because I think I'd be shown on 13 DPO, because my other pregnancies I have shown, like the day before my period, a very, very, very faint squinter, and then on my day of my period again a very faint line. Day after my period it starts getting darker. So I've always shown up late. The only time I've shown up early is when I've had a miscarriage or when I've had a chemical. So I do hold that in my heart. I've got to be honest. When I tested with my little sick girl 5 years ago when I had a successful pregnancy, yes, I was younger, I know all of that, so don't be cruel and start commenting, oh, you were younger then, blah, blah, blah. I know that, but I'm just saying with all my pregnancies, I've sort of got to 2 days away from my period, tested, and I've not had a line. And so I basically am saying 12, 13 DPOs when I expect to see something. Beforehand, not really. So I was shocked when I saw a line. So yeah, so basically, sorry, the traffic warden just came. I'm not sure how long I get along here, but I've got to do some shopping, so I'm going to have to really speed things up. So I took my progesterone from, I think, 7 or 8 DPO and stopped around 12, 13 DPO because I didn't want to waste them. They're like gold dust. The gynecologist's only given me a month's supply because she said, start taking them and phone me within a few days of your BFP so we can get you in for a scan within 2 weeks so that we can assess what's going on within the 6 weeks so that we can give you, yes, it's a viable one, no, it's not, and deal with it before it gets to the state of my body's mucked up, hormones are mucked up, and there's a lot of emotional and physical drain on the system. At least I think if you miscarry early, your body mends quicker. Emotionally it's horrible, I know that. Even with a chemical, I count those as losses because they're emotionally draining, because you get ecstatic when you get a positive. But that brings me on to say, at the end of this, I'm going to just flag up a little thing that I've been getting it through my Instagram feed a lot. It's called the Don't Wee Early campaign, and it's trying to get TTC community not to wee early on a test. Don't know how they're going to do that, because like I say, 1 minute I want to test, 1 minute I don't, 1 minute I'm up, 1 minute I'm down. It's a roller coaster of emotions, desires and everything. But it is a campaign that's been going in full swing to try and get ladies not to test till the day of their period. Reason being, the mental and anxiety issues that are raised with it are really big time. And I've got to be honest, I'm on board with that one this time, because of Vashti's tarot cards that said she saw me pregnant, she thinks it's happening, she doesn't see why it wouldn't happen, and then obviously the very faint lines I got on quite a few of my testing days. I was so happy, and then this morning when I wiped and I was on, I was so down. But now I'm in a good headspace because I'm like, right, my period started, it's still a period, I'm grateful to God that my uterus is working, I've just got to get this out of my system, and in 8 days time I'll be back on the road to try again. And I've just got to think July or August is going to be my month, because come September I don't think Aaron will want to try. I don't want to think about that, but I'm just thinking all the time I can try, I'm happy. And I just got to think of all the positivity. So there's this campaign going on, and I just wonder what you guys think, because yes, in an ideal world we'd all wait till the day our period's due. We'd save money, save sleepless nights, save the anxiety, but it's so soon as you get to the 2-week wait, the first week's crap because you know you can't do no testing between 1 DPO and 6 DPO because nothing's going to show up. As soon as you hit 7 you sort of get itchy feet, and it's so especially if you've been trying for over 6 months, it is so like I want to test. But I don't feel I've got to see a doctor. I've had a couple of people, and my friend said, do you want to go and see a doctor now? Because like, no, I don't. I basically had that mid-cycle bleed in February. I spoke to my GP. She said your vitamin checks, your smears, everything's up to date. You've got your progesterone all in gear, ready. You're on vitamins. These things can happen. You're slightly older. I'm sorry guys, I'm gonna have to finish up there because I've literally only got half an hour in this space and I've got to do some shopping, and I just wanted to give you all my love, all my updates, and this We on the Stick campaign. I'll flag it up to you, just have a little look at it and see what you think. I just think maybe this cycle I'm just gonna have to stay calm, stay focused, stay positive. If I get pregnant this cycle, it'll be due around the 5th to the 8th of April, providing I ovulate between day 13 and day 20, say like if I ovulate between day 13, day 20, day 21, roughly, I've worked out I should be pregnant and the baby will be due around the 5th to the 8th of April. This is all very loosely. This is me putting in my date of my period now and saying I don't know my cycle. That comes up like the 5th of April. So I could have my baby 5 days early, it'd be March, fire sign. I have had 3 babies early, 5 days early, and the last 2 were 5 days late, so it could happen. It's not unusual to have a baby a week early or a week late. Over a week either side is a bit unusual, but there you go. And they wouldn't let me go over a week at my age, and they also wouldn't let me go 2 under for a home birth. So yeah, if it all works out, this cycle, it will be due beginning of April. That's what I'm trying to say, the first week of April, and it will be a fire sign. So maybe Vashti is right, maybe I'm going to have it early and it's going to be fire and it's going to be March. I will get back to you. Please give me your love and friendship and support. Please subscribe and like if you haven't already, and I'll get back to you very soon. But for me, it's day 1 of AF, and it's really my 6th cycle on this monitor, but we're calling it 7 because of the mid-cycle bleed in February. See you later guys, bye.